Have you ever seen those disaster movies where a volcano erupts and engulfs an entire city with its claws? People scramble around to save their lives and the ones that they love. But these things do not simply happen in movies. In fact, they are movies inspired by real life events. Everything can change in just the blink of an eye. The instances that I'm about to tell you in this session is a testament to that. And so it began on the day of Christmas, the 26th of December 2004, a reign of terror such that the world had never seen. So, in the early hours of the morning, when most people were asleep, a tsunami hit Thailand and parts of India, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and the Tamil Nadu coast. These areas suffered huge losses of life and property. But do you know what a tsunami is? Well, a tsunami is a very large and powerful wave caused by earthquakes under the sea. The 2004 tsunami was considered to be the deadliest tsunami ever. It was responsible for taking lives of more than 150,000 people from many southeastern countries. In India, it hit parts of Tamil Nadu and the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, killing more than 6,000 people. And today, I'm here to share with you a few stories of courage and survival. Interestingly, they say that it's the animals who are the first ones to sense any forthcoming danger. So, did they sense a tsunami was coming? Well, some stories suggest that they did. So, let us start with a session where we shall read many stories of survival. Then the tsunami hit the Indian Ocean. And that is also the topic of our session, which is the tsunami. We shall first read the text part by part, and then we shall see what each text means.
These stories are all from the Andaman and Nicobar archipelago. Ignatius was a manager of a cooperative society in Kachal. His wife woke him up at 6 a.m. because she felt an earthquake. Ignatius carefully took his television set off its table and put it down on the ground so that it would not fall and break. Then the family rushed out of the house. When the tremors stopped, they saw the sea rising. In the chaos and confusion, two of his children caught hold of the hands of their mother's father and mother's brother and rushed in the opposite direction. He never saw them again. His wife was also swept away. Only the three other children who came with him were saved. Sanjeev was a policeman serving in the Kachal island of the Nicobar group of islands. He somehow managed to save himself, his wife, and his baby daughter from the waves. But then he heard cries for help from the wife of John, the guest house cook. Sanjeev jumped into the water to rescue her, but they were both swept away.
So, that was indeed a heroic tale. If that was frightening to listen to, can you imagine how the people must have suffered? The first set of stories is from the Andaman and Nicobar stretch of islands. The first story is about Ignatius, a manager of a cooperative society in Kachal. As she felt an earthquake, Ignatius's wife woke him up at 6 in the morning. The first thing that Ignatius did was to place his television set on the ground so that it wouldn't fall and break. Then he moved out of the house with his family. Little did he know that it wasn't the end. Soon, when the tremors stopped, he saw huge waves in the sea. In the chaos and confusion, two of his children caught hold of the hands of their grandfather and uncle and rushed in the direction they shouldn't have. And that was the last time Ignatius got to see them. Ignatius never saw the four again. His wife was also swept away. Only the three other children who came with him survived. The next story is about a brave policeman by the name Sanjeev, who was posted in the Kachal island of the Nicobar group of islands. He somehow managed to save himself, his wife, and his baby daughter from the waves. But then his cook's wife cried for help. Brave Sanjeev tried to rescue her, but they were both swept away with the strong waves.
13-year-old Meghna was swept away along with her parents and 77 other people. She spent 2 days floating in the sea, holding on to a wooden door. 11 times she saw relief helicopters overhead, but they did not see her. She was brought to the shore by a wave and was found walking on the seashore in a daze. Almas Javed was 10 years old. She was a student of Carmel Convent in Port Blair, where her father had a petrol pump. Her mother Rahila's home was in Nankowdi Island. The family had gone there to celebrate Christmas. When the tremors came early in the morning, the family was sleeping. Almas's father saw the sea water recede. He understood that the water would come rushing back with great force. He woke everyone up and tried to rush them to a safer place. As they ran, her grandfather was hit on the head by something and he fell down. Her father rushed to help him. Then came the first giant wave that swept both of them away. Almas's mother and aunts stood clinging to the leaves of a coconut tree, calling out to her. A wave uprooted the tree and they too were washed away. Almas saw a log of wood floating. She climbed onto it, then she fainted. When she woke up, she was in a hospital in Camorta. From there she was brought to Port Blair. The little girl does not want to talk about the incident with anyone. She is still traumatized.
Then we have the story of 13-year-old Meghna. Meghna, her parents, and 77 other people were swept away by the waves. Meghna survived by holding on to a wooden door for 2 days. 11 times relief helicopters flew over her, but they did not see her. Eventually, she was thrown ashore by a wave and was found walking on the seashore in shock. And the last story is about 10-year-old Almas Javed. The family had gone there to celebrate Christmas in Nankowdi Island. They felt the tremors early in the morning. When Alma's father saw the sea water move away, he was sure that the water would come rushing back. He woke everyone up and tried to rush them to a safer place. As they ran, Alma's grandfather was hit on the head and he fell down. Her father rushed to help him, but the first giant wave swept away both of them. Alma's mother and aunts stood clinging to the leaves of a coconut tree, calling out to her. The tree was uprooted by a wave, and they too were washed away. Then Almas saw a log of wood floating. She climbed onto it and fainted. When she woke up, she was in a hospital. From there, she was brought back to Port Blair. She is still so traumatized that she does not want to talk about the incident to anyone. So here we come to an end of the first part of our chapter, the tsunami. We shall proceed further tomorrow and hear about few more stories of courage and survival.